All right, guys, so today we're going to be working on changing out this outdoor spigot here. I've got a crack in it. It is a frost-free fitting. The nice part about these, even though it's cracked, it's not leaking. It actually doesn't leak until you turn it on, which is one of the things I do like about the frost-free fittings. But they're really easy to change out. You don't need to call in a plumber. This is something you can do yourself. And I'm going to show you how to do this. You don't need to know how to solder. You don't need any crimping tools, anything like that, anything special. I'm going to show you how to do this really easily and probably take you a half hour to get it done. So let's get started. Now, first thing we want to do is just get the old one out. So go ahead and remove the screws here. Now it's loose. I like to get this loose outside before I cut it on the inside. Just makes it a little bit easier. But go ahead and loosen it up. Now, before we actually cut the pipe, we're going to make sure shut our water off. Now, if you have it shut off, that's great. If you don't, you're probably going to have to go back to your main and shut it off, but it won't be shutting it off that long. Like I said, I've got it shut off here. Otherwise, you can always go to your main and shut it off there too. Now, if the spigot is on a separate line, you may have to bleed it right here. Most likely you won't be able to because there's no pressure. But otherwise, go bleed the line somewhere else. Turn on a faucet or something like that and try to bleed the line out and make sure there's no pressure on it. All right, so now we can go ahead and get this old one cut out. Where you do this, not a huge deal. Just cut it up here on the copper and let's get it out of there. It is going to leak a little bit. Just have a bucket and now you can push it out. And there you see, there's the old one. And you see we've got a leak there, we've got a crack there, and a crack down there. All right, guys, so here's the old fitting. As you see, I've got a couple of cracks here. The nice part about these is that they don't leak all over the place unless they're turned on. So as long as the water's shut off, this is not actually going to leak because there's another pipe inside of this that actually has the water coming from the house. It's only when you turn this on that it backfills in here and the water comes out. So again, unless you turn the faucet on, it's not actually going to leak. But if you do, just make sure that you're aware that that's because it will leak all over your house, which I've already had done. So when replacing this, I definitely recommend getting one the same length or longer. So if it's shorter, that's fine. You can get a longer one, but you don't want to get a shorter one because otherwise it might not actually go all the way through the wall. So definitely recommend getting one probably the same size or a little bit longer. And this one is a little bit longer because it does have the push connect shark bite on the end. But I've got this one here. There are a few different options for these here. I think this is the easiest one. Doesn't require any soldering. Again, it's just a push to connect shark bite fitting. But other ones you could get, there's one like this that has the threads on the end and you can either solder a 1/2-inch pipe into it or you could actually get a coupling on there. You can get one that has a PEX end to it as well. So if you just want to use, if you have PEX throughout your house, you can get one of these that has a PEX end and it'll connect right up. But in my opinion, these are probably the best option because they're just push connect. You don't need to know how to solder. You don't need to you don't need any special crimping tools, anything like that. This is just, you can do it with your hands. It's easy. You don't need anything special, and it's easy to put together. So I'm going to put this one in and I'll show you how to connect this up really easily. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and push this back in. Just push it all the way in there. And I'm going to go ahead and secure this in place while I'm out here. And this is because that way it doesn't move around on me when I'm hooking it up inside. So go ahead and secure it in place. And then you can get some caulk and fill that in later. Make sure it's closed. Now let's go back downstairs. All right, so now as you can see, we've got our new frost-free fitting in. We got plenty of room there, but we got to fill that gap right in between there. All right, so to connect this up, it's pretty easy. I've got this little adapter here. It's just a plastic one. It's for 1/2 inch, so you could do copper on this side, and what we'll do is we'll do a piece of PEX on this side. It comes with these two pieces, these two plastic pieces here. This is to remove it, and these are going to go inside. So on the PEX side, we're going to put this inside of it. That's used to hold the PEX open. Really not necessary. This is pretty strong. So you can put it in there like that. and then just push this on like that. This is a push-in connector. I'm going to connect it to the other side first, but let's get a measurement on how much we need real quick of the PEX. So you can get a tape measure out if you want and determine how much you need here. But really what you're going to do is this is going to go in probably, there's a line on this here. This is going to show how far it's going to go into the connector. So what you're going to do is just put this up against it, get an idea, and you can go ahead and take your connector here and push it on like that, and that's going to be there. Let's get our spot here, idea of what we want to cut it to. Take our cutters here, and we're just going to cut that right there. And then all you got to do is you put your piece in, and again, you don't necessarily need this, but you can put it in there. Push that in on that side until it clicks in place, and then just push that all the way in. Make sure it's tight. There you go. And that's really all there is to it. And again, I didn't need any special tools, anything like that. Just got my push-in connectors, and that should be good to go. So now we can go ahead and turn our water back on. Turn our water back on. And now we can just turn our water back on and make sure it works. And there you go. We're good to go. Like I said, you just want to make sure all your connections are tight and you got everything pushed in. I've got my water on. We are good.